Olivia Cooke, the luminous star of House of the Dragon, has bared her soul in a riveting interview, revisiting the harrowing mental health crisis that gripped her in her early 20s. Now 32, the Oldham-born actress, whose portrayal of the cunning Alicent Hightower has mesmerized audiences worldwide, recounts a time when ambition's bright promise darkened into despair. This wasn't mere stress, it was a full-blown breakdown, a storm of panic and obsession that threatened to eclipse her rising star. The catalyst was her bold relocation to the U.S., a rite of passage for many actors chasing Hollywood's glow. At 22, fresh from UK roles and Ready Player One, Olivia arrived brimming with hope. But the cultural chasm, coupled with industry pressures, unleashed chaos. Panic attacks every day for 3 weeks, she reveals, the memory still sharp. Each episode was a vice on her chest, a mental maelstrom that isolated her further. What ensued was worse. 3 years of OCD and intrusive thoughts, relentless invaders that turned her mind into a battlefield. "I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy," she says, voice cracking with recall. "It was like you're being tortured from within." The despair peaked darkly. "I don't want to be too dramatic, but it got to the point where I was like, I don't want to be here anymore." In this abyss, work became salvation. On sets like Bates Motel, the call of action offered escape, a heaven between takes where she could shed her turmoil. Raised in working-class Oldham by divorced parents, Mum Lindsay and Dad John, Olivia's grit was innate, but the industry demanded more from her ilk. "You have to work twice as hard just to have that door opened for you," she laments, decrying barriers for those without privilege. "If you're growing up with no connections and no money, how are you going to get down to London for an open audition?" Her journey from local theater to global acclaim is a saga of defiance, but one scarred by silence. Healing came through therapy, time, and advocacy. Olivia now champions openness, her story a lifeline for others. From Oldham stages to dragon-filled epics, she's transformed pain into power, proving that vulnerability fuels true artistry. Her reflections urge compassion in a judgmental world, reminding us that behind every smile lies untold strength.